Have you ever experienced your phone dying just moments before an incredibly important call, or missed the bus by a split second, watching it speed away in a cloud of fumes and disregard? Frustration isn't merely a bothersome guest. It's that persistent relative who never leaves, consumes all your snacks, and then decides to settle in permanently. We've all found ourselves tangled in this frustrating web, but don't settle for a temporary, it's fine fix. Let's tackle this annoyance and eradicate it once and for all. 1. Give priority to what you can control. Epictetus once remarked, "Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems." Let's delve into the concept of control, or more precisely, the illusion of it. While you can't dictate the traffic that causes you to be late, or the weather that spoils your outgoing activities, you do have control over how you respond, your mindset, and your emotions. This isn't about some enchanting spell that magically improves your life. It's a shift in perspective. Consider missing a bus as an example. You could choose to rage against the situation, or use those extra moments to take a deep breath, meditate, clear your head, or simply appreciate the clouds on sky. The bus has already departed, and no amount of frustration will change that. In our fast-paced world, there's constant pressure to achieve more, be more, and do more. We're inundated with messages that equate our worth with our productivity. But life isn't just an endless checklist. It's a collection of moments, both planned and spontaneous, that weave together to form our experiences. So, the next time you find yourself caught in frustration because things didn't go as planned, take a moment to ask, is this within my control? If the answer is no, take a deep breath and let it go. Can I do something about it? Then act accordingly. There's no point in stressing over a missed bus when you could be exploring alternative routes to your destination. Embracing this Stoic concept can be liberating. It's akin to finally deleting those cluttered, unused apps from your phone. You didn't realize how much space they were consuming until they were removed. Let go of what you can't control, and you'll find more space to enrich your life with what is truly necessary. Picture a world where everyone embraced this principle. No more road anger, no more tempers flaring in the store lines, no more so-called keyboard warriors losing their cool over news. Now that's a world worth aspiring to. So take the first step. Focus your attention on manageable aspects. 2. Take a wider view to see the bigger picture. Epictetus wisely advised, don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well. Think about how movies often zoom out to give us a sweeping view of the scene. It's easy to forget that our personal struggles aren't the entirety of existence. Sometimes, a higher perspective helps us realize that the challenges we face are merely a small blip in the vast expanse of life. Frustrated because your internet is down? Imagine viewing that issue from space, where even sprawling cities appear as tiny dots on a map. It seems pretty insignificant from that vantage point, doesn't it? Shifting your perspective in this way can cut through frustration effortlessly. I'm not suggesting that your problems are unimportant. What I mean is that amplifying them in our minds is what gives them undue power. We tend to inflate minor issues into major obstacles and then wonder why they feel so overwhelming. Taking a broader view isn't about escaping your problems. You can't simply ignore a flat tire or an urgent deadline, but you can adjust how you perceive them. By considering their relative significance within the larger context of life, they become easier to manage. Why does this work? Because zooming out diminishes the size of your problems while expanding your appreciation for what you have. If you're in good health, have a home, and are surrounded by caring individuals, aren't these things more valuable than a temporary setback? This Stoic practice isn't merely about mental exercises, it's about reconnecting with what genuinely matters. When you focus on the broader picture, the individual details become less overwhelming. So next time life throws a wrench into your plans, take a moment to zoom out. You might find that the obstacle isn't as daunting as it seemed, allowing you to confront it more confidently rather than than being immobilized by it. 3. Embrace the power of now. Seneca wisely said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." We're constantly in a race, aren't we? A race to finish our education, secure a job, find love, and tick off all those imaginary milestones that society tells us that will make us complete. Amid this ceaseless dash, it's all too easy to stumble over the present moment. The Stoics, however, advocate for a pause and a focus on the here and now. In our digital era, staying present might seem more elusive than ever. We're bombarded by notifications, distracted by news feeds, and often overshadowed by worries about the future. Yet, frustration often stems from this tug-of-war between past and future. We're either upset because things aren't progressing as quickly as we'd like, or we're brooding over past events. By grounding yourself in the present, you're reclaiming your time. It's like stopping a leak on a sinking ship. You're no longer allowing your energy to drain into moments beyond your control, the unchangeable past or the unpredictable future. Let me be clear. Planning is essential, and reflecting on past mistakes has its value. However, letting these concerns dominate your present is akin to borrowing trouble from a future that hasn't yet arrived, or clinging to regrets from a past that's already gone. So, how can you cultivate a stronger presence? Start by disconnecting from external distractions. Turn off non-essential notifications. Set aside time to do nothing. Practice mindfulness, or immerse yourself fully in whatever you're doing. Don't just eat, savor. Don't just listen, hear. Don't just touch, feel. Being present also serves as a remedy for frustration, as it sharpens your focus on what can be addressed right now. It simplifies, clarifies, and instills a sense of calm. By embracing the power of now, you limit the space and time available for frustration to fester. While you can't control everything, you can control your focus. And when that focus is on the present moment, many of your frustrations will naturally fade away. 4. Evaluate and manage your desires. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Let's delve into desire, a close relative of frustration. When you crave a particular outcome and it doesn't happen the way you want it to happen, frustration inevitably follows. The Stoics offered a remedy, the concept of desire dichotomy. In Stoicism, desires are divided into two categories, natural and vain. Natural desires include essentials like food, shelter, and well-being. Vain desires encompass things like fame, excessive wealth, and other non-essential wants. The goal is to satisfy natural desires to the extent they enhance your well-being, while being cautious with vain desires. It's human nature to crave more money, more attention, more possessions. But have you ever observed how pursuing these things often leaves you feeling more exhausted than fulfilled? It's akin to walking into a circle while hoping to reach a destination. That's the trap of vain desires. They're ceaseless, perpetually just out of reach. The Stoic approach isn't to completely abandon all desire. Such an approach is neither practical nor advantageous. Instead, the aim is to manage your desires, assessing them based on their true importance. Before allowing yourself to be frustrated by unfulfilled wants, question the value of those wants in the first place. You'll discover that reassessing your desires naturally reduces your frustration levels. Consider this: if you're not pursuing unrealistic or superficial goals, there's less chance for disappointment and consequently less room for frustration. So, how do you determine which desires are worth chasing? A useful guideline is to evaluate whether fulfilling this desire will truly contribute to your well-being and self-improvement. If it's more about seeking social validation or achieving short-term pleasure, it might be worth reconsidering. Understanding the dichotomy of desire acts like a mental software update. It streamlines your goals, sharpens your focus, and improves your overall efficiency. The less cluttered your objectives, the less space there is for frustration to grow. So take the time to audit your desires. Once you clear away the excess, you'll find it much easier to navigate life with purpose, rather than being swayed by the unpredictable whims of vain aspirations. 5. Embrace negative visualization. How does it help to make troubles heavier by bemoaning them? Seneca once questioned. Before jumping to conclusions, understand that negative visualization isn't about being a perpetual pessimist. Instead, it's a technique to ready your mind for potential setbacks so you can handle them with grace and resilience. Picture your day going completely awry. Your coffee spills, your phone stops working, your plane is late. Now, take a deep breath. None of these events have actually occurred, but if they do, you've already mentally prepared for them. You're ready. This practice accomplishes two remarkable things. Firstly, it shields you from the initial shock of unfortunate events. So, when your internet inevitably fails just before your important Skype call, you won't panic. You'll adapt because you've already navigated this scenario in your mind. Secondly, negative visualization enhances your appreciation for when things are going well. You start to value the little things, the coffee that doesn't spill, the technology that works, the plane or bus that arrives on time, because you've understood they're not guaranteed. Your joy in life increases as you become more aware of how easily things could go wrong. You might wonder, won't focusing on potential negatives make me anxious or pessimistic? The Stoic response is a firm no. The goal isn't to fixate on the negative, but to acknowledge it enough to reduce its power to disturb you. Don't use this as a reason to expect the worst constantly. That's not the purpose. It's about coming to terms with uncertainty and strengthening yourself against life's unpredictable challenges. Remember, it's not the actual situation, but your perception of it that creates stress and frustration. And how you view setbacks changes when you've already mentally rehearsed them. So try this. The next time you're enjoying your morning coffee, spend a few moments visualizing possible setbacks and then let them go. You'll find that when life gets hard, you'll handle it with the calm of an experienced player rather than the panic of a novice. Here's a challenge for you. If you've made it this far, I'm confident you can stick with it till the end. Trust me, the most transformative insights are at the conclusion. Do you have the perseverance to see this through? Prove it. Stay with me until the final word, and I guarantee you that is gonna be worth it. What I'm sharing here is pure wisdom. 6. Amor fati. Embrace your fate. Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. That's another gem from Seneca. If you've been resonating with the Stoic principles so far, the next one might strike a deep chord with you. Amor fati, or loving your fate. This concept goes beyond merely accepting what life throws at you. It's about embracing it with affection, understanding that each experience, whether good or bad, is a lesson in disguise. Lost your job. Rather than dwelling on the setback, view it as a chance for a career change or an opportunity to acquire a new skill. Is a relationship ending? As challenging as it might be, it could be the universe's way of signaling that something better is on the horizon. This doesn't mean you should suppress emotions like sadness or disappointment. These are natural and valid human reactions. The Stoic perspective is to feel them, acknowledge them, and then shift your focus. Ask yourself, how can this situation enhance my life? It's about transforming what seems negative into a new perspective of positivity. Additionally, Amor fati offers freedom by releasing you from the burdensome mindset of holding grudges or placing blame, which can be exhausting. When your default mindset is try me rather than why me, there's no space for unnecessary lamentation. So, when you encounter obstacles, don't just endure them, embrace them. Love your fate, and you'll find that your fate starts to reciprocate. It's not about ignoring life's trials, but about learning to dance in the rain rather than waiting for the storm to go away. 7. Memento mori. Reflect on your mortality. Here is another piece of wisdom from Seneca. Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. You might find this concept a touch morbid, but bear with me. Memento mori translates to remember that you will die, and its message is far from somber. It serves as a vivid prompt to live with authenticity and passion, concentrating on what truly matters because our time is limited. The awareness of our mortality brings sharp clarity to life's uncertainties. Small annoyances and frustrations suddenly seem insignificant when weighed against the backdrop of life's fleeting nature. Are you really going to squander your precious time fretting over a harsh comment or a minor inconvenience? The Stoics suggest that remembering our finite nature helps us cut through through life's distractions and focus on what genuinely matters. Moreover, acknowledging that our time is limited introduces a sense of urgency. It compels us to take action, make changes, grow and resolve issues, not tomorrow, but today. We no longer have the luxury to defer what truly matters, knowing that life doesn't offer endless second chances. So, how can you weave memento mori into your daily life without it becoming morose? Use it as a daily reminder. When faced with frustration or feeling stuck, ask yourself, in the grand scheme of my limited life, how significant is this moment? More often than not, you'll realize that what's troubling you is not worth sacrificing your tranquility. The core of memento mori isn't about instilling fear, but about fostering action and gratitude. It's a tool for distinguishing what's truly important from the incessant noise of everyday life. By keeping life's impermanence in mind, you not only minimize frustration, but also enrich your existence. Your days become more purposeful, your actions more intentional, and your time more cherished. It's the ultimate reality check, grounding you while motivating you to live fully and reach your potential. So here we have it. 7 Stoic techniques crafted to confront frustration directly. Feel free to apply them individually or mix and match according to what resonates with you the most. The crucial part is to take the first step. After all, embarking on a 1,000-mile journey begins with a single stride, and for you, it starts with shoving frustration aside. Isn't it empowering to realize that frustration, however intimidating it may seem, can be mastered, that you don't have to remain its victim, but can become its commander? By embracing these Stoic principles, you're arming yourself with more than just knowledge. You're gaining wisdom, a valuable asset in our fast-paced world. If these insights struck a chord with you, if you felt a wave of understanding or a spark of inspiration, don't keep it to yourself. Engage deeply with this community. Hit that subscribe button, activate the notification bell, and give this video a like. Let's not just drift through life, but dive in, uncovering its myriad lessons and pleasures. And finally, leave a comment below about which practice resonated with you, or share any unique methods you found for navigating life's twists and turns. Growth is not a solitary endeavor, and your experiences might be the guiding light someone else needs. Until we meet again, tap into your inner Stoic and face life's challenges head on. Take care.